Hello, you beautiful tea minds. Welcome to the Tea Crane. It's good to see you here again, and I'm happy to be talking about tea ceremony again. If you own any tea utensils that you think are very precious or very valuable to you, let me know in the comments what your most favorite or most valuable tea ceremony possession is. I hear this question a lot. Why are tea ceremony utensils so expensive? What makes them so valuable? If you, for example, look at a tea scoop, it's just a piece of bamboo. What is so special about it, and why does it cost so much? Well, let's have a look at this tea scoop together and try to figure out what causes it to be not just expensive, but actually valuable. What determines the value of this tea scoop? It comes in a paper box, and inside it is a wooden box. This wooden box again contains a tube. This tube contains the tea scoop. Now, as you can see, there's an inscription on the tube, and there is also an inscription on the back of the lid of the tea scoop. So I'll also show you the inscription here on the tube. And then if we take the tea scoop out of it, and we see that this is the tea scoop. So for a simple piece of bamboo as this, we have a protective tube. We have a protective wooden box to contain the tube. And then we have a cardboard box to protect the box. Now, why all this protection and why all this care? First of all, what we see here is that there has been someone who created the tea scoop, a bamboo artisan or just a tea practitioner himself. This person would usually also have created the bamboo tube in a similar material, and then we have someone else who has done the box work. On the lid of the box and on the tube is an inscription by usually a very well-known Zen priest. To come to this product, we see that 3 people have been involved. 3 people to make a tea scoop and all its possessions, all its belongings. Now, is the tea scoop interesting? Absolutely! Look at the beauty of its bowl, the carve, look at the tip. So look at the back of the tip, the back of the tea scoop, the node, so the cut on the back end, and then simply the bamboo material, the node, the difference in color. Everything is interesting about this tea scoop. When we look at it, we look at the tea scoop in a way thinking, what has the craftsman done to it to make it special, to make it nice? What type of bamboo material did he choose? How did he come about finding this bamboo material? Because this bamboo material is natural. The motifs on it is not created, it's a natural pattern. So he has chosen this pattern to fit with the tea scoop. How did he make it work? How did he finish the node? What does the node look like? How did he finish the bowl of the tea scoop where it has this carve? Did he put anything special in there? How did he bend it? The bending of the tea scoop is very difficult as well. And then in the end, how did he finish it here with a cut on the tip? These things are already things that you look at a tea scoop, which makes it very interesting, and there's way more to look at than you would actually think in the beginning. Now, this tea scoop, if we don't provide any information with it, we don't know who made it, we don't know when it was made, where it came from, etc. And so with contemporary tea scoops even, there's always a tube to keep the tea scoop in and to keep this information on. This one was inscribed with the name Iwa Shimizu. It's a stream of fresh water over the rocks. It's a very beautiful naming. It brings to mind a very cool and refreshing scenery. And this inscription was done by a priest of a Zen temple in Kyoto. On the side is also the name of the craftsman who made the tea scoop. So the tube contains all the information that we need to know about the tea scoop in order for us to be able to tell something about it. If it's just a tea scoop, there's nothing much to say about it. But if we know who made it, when it was made, if it has a name, we can talk about the name, we can talk about the poetic background, we can connect it to the season that we are using it in. And so all this information is very important in the tea ceremony because that adds the value to the tea scoop, and it also preserves the knowledge that we have about it. So we wouldn't want anything to happen to that tube. That is why we have a box, which again contains the same information: the name of the tea scoop, the craftsman, and the person who inscribed the tube and the box. So this box will help to keep the tube safe, which contains the information for the tea scoop. So for just a simple tea scoop, several people are involved in creating it, and a lot of care goes into preserving the information that we have about it. Now that really is where the value lies of this tea scoop. It's not, I found a piece of bamboo and I did some crafting with it. No, the craftsman of the tea scoop really thought of what he wanted to make. The person who inscribed the box thought of something that would fit the appearance of the tea scoop. And so all these little things add to the value of a tea scoop. And of course, because several people have worked on it together, that increases the cost of it as well. So even with contemporary tea scoops that are made new today, they would range between $200 to $500 in price. I would say makes very much sense because of the craftiness of it, because of the artwork that people have put into it, and because they are one-off unique pieces. These are not made twice. The tea scoop is not made twice. The box is not made twice. And even if the same person would inscribe it with the same things exactly again, it will never be the same because it is all handwork. And that is one of the reasons why tea ceremony utensils are so valuable. They are unique one-off pieces that carry a story, a background. And so the emotional value of a tea utensil is actually greater than the material value of it itself. And now I've shown you a contemporary piece, but when these pieces start aging, the value only increases. Say that this tea scoop was not carved by someone from this age, but it was carved, or even only if the box was inscribed by Sen no Rikyu, then this tea scoop would be immensely valuable because, for one, Sen no Rikyu will not be making tea scoops anymore. The ones that he has made, the ones that circulate in this world, are limited, and the amount of people that want it are tremendous. So that makes these tea scoops so valuable. And for those aged tea scoops, or not only tea scoops, but tea utensils in general, I, as a tea practitioner, see it as my job to create that connection from past to future. A contemporary tea practitioner is someone who practices the tea ceremony in the current, today. But the tradition is ages old, and the culture needs to be passed on for ages from here on. The real purpose of a tea practitioner today is to create that bridge, to become that shackle in that chain of people who have been part of this tradition and who have passed it on to the next generations. Building on that heritage of culture and tradition that we've already seen for the past 400 years, we need to become the caretakers of those artifacts that still exist and pass them on to the next generation. And I don't mean that in a way as in being a museum, where you put these old items behind glass and people can come and look at them. No, the beauty of tea ceremony is that you can actually take old objects in your hands. You learn how to care for them properly and you learn how to use them. We believe in tea ceremony that even utensils have a soul and have feelings. And if you don't take them out for a long time or if you don't use them, they start to seem rather unhappy. And the more you give them the opportunity to show, the more you bring them out, the more they will shine and they will come brighter. And so our task as a tea practitioner is to use these ancient artifacts, to give them a place in the present, to use them, to give them a purpose, and then to pass them on to the next generation so they can continue fulfilling that purpose for ages from here on. And that is what I see is the value of tea utensils. And only if you can become a caretaker and if you can become that link in the chain of tea practitioners, then it is valuable for you to look for ancient artifacts and to look for old tea utensils that you can now care for and pass on. So again, if you have any tea utensils that you think are very valuable, or if you have an ancient tea object that you are caring for, let me know in the comments below what it is and what is so special about. And if you enjoyed this video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to click the bell to get updated on new releases. Thank you for watching and see you again at the Tea Crane.